Hi everybody, it's me, AC Mims of www.ltheoryexperience.com, and I haven't done a scope in like 2 weeks or about a week, and so I wanted to take some time on this beautiful, gorgeous Sunday morning here in Texas, Dallas, Texas, to talk a little bit about how you can tell someone's issues and someone's healing based on their money habits. So first of all, welcome Sultan and MTP, and there was someone else that I missed right before. I so appreciate you taking your time this morning and spending some time with me. Thank you, A. Jeffries. South Africa's in the house. South Africa is on my bucket list of top 5 places that I ever want to visit. So I'm so excited to have a representative from South Africa in the house. Hi Kings 2309. Thank you guys so much for the hearts. And so just some very quick housekeeping before I jump into my scope, because my goal is not to spend all hour, is that you might notice if you are new to Periscope that people have hearts going on the side. Those hearts are given by double tapping the screen, and it's just simply a way for you to share that you like what you're hearing, you like what you're seeing, and this is really profound for you. The other thing, hi from Russia. Oh, you want to put some profanity there, but I know you're proud and you're repping your country. If you go ahead and tap that little person down at the bottom right, then you can share it with your followers. So I love the fact that y'all are shouting out where you're from. If you just joined, I'm here in the beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous city of Dallas, Texas, even though that's not where I was born and raised. So I'm representing because we finally got a little bit of crisp weather. What I want to do, first of all, you say me too, you're from Russia, or me too, you're from Dallas, Texas. So a little bit about me. I'm AC Mims of www.ltheoryexperience.com, and I'm a transformation coach, and I really guide women to break the negative patterns in their relationship and their money so that they can have the life that they dream. And I learned these lessons about how to break negative patterns myself. I learned them from growing up as a child in poverty and growing up with drug-addicted parents. I later, in my earlier 30s, suffered infertility and repeat miscarriages. And then after that, I went through divorce. And so I think I'm qualified in knowing what it feels like to have a lot of different challenges in life. But I'm also excited to be able to share the lessons that I've learned from there. And I've used those lessons to overcome and to do my own healing. And as a result, so many women have come to me and asked me, how did I, surpass these circumstances? Because we know statistics say that children that grow up in poverty have, I think it's something like people that grow up in poverty only have an 8% college completion rate. However, I went on to an Ivy League university, not once, but twice, for both undergrad and graduate school. We also know that children who grew up with drug-addicted parents also have a higher chance of being chemical addicted. Someone said there's no way I look 25. I am so blessed. Guess what, y'all? I am 37 years old, and I love being 37. I love my age, and so I love my age, and I'm so proud about that, even though that's not something that in the South women talk about their age, because I have gone through a lot in my 37 years, but I have used it as a blessing, and I know that the alternative, being underground, is worse than being 37 years old. Thank you guys so much for those compliments, and I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful not only because I've been able to, maximize the time that I have here on this earth. I'm really grateful because I'm able to take those lessons and things that normally, it would usually keep people down. People don't typically like to talk about miscarriages. And so when I say I've had 3, that's hard, and people don't like to talk about being divorced. And so when I say I was divorced and I'm the one that asked for it, that's not something that people typically are proud of, but I'm proud of it only because I'm able to use those lessons and to help you overcome your situations and to help you learn from those. And that's why I'm really proud, because I'm able to use those lessons to help be your transformation coach. So those of you guys that are new to me, again, I'm AC Mims of www.ltheoryexperience.com, and currently I have a course on my blog and on my private Facebook group about healing your relationship with money. I just left church and we were talking about some things about healing and being different. You're excited? Hey, I'm so excited that you're here. And so something today in church really struck out to me. The first thing is that often when we talk about money, we think about income. And I really want to start off there and be clear that everything I'm talking about today is not going to be based on your income. I am never going to be someone that says, if you don't make X amount of money, then you are not a valuable person, or if you make X amount of money, then it's your fault. Because we know that due to various life circumstances, people make all kinds of income that are in their control and outside of their control, whether it be low income or high income. So I want to first start off and say that everything that I'm talking about today is not about income. What I am talking about is your bank account balance, because regardless of how much money you receive, what you do with that money and how you use that money is a reflection of you. So I'm going to talk about 4 points, and before I jump into those 4 points, I want you to grab a piece of paper, grab a Post-it, grab a back of an envelope, grab a back of your church offering envelope, whatever it is, because I do want you to write these down. I'm going to take a sip. I'm gonna wait for you, KK Crane 718. I'm actually pulled over here in the Starbucks parking lot because I had a message and I wanted to be able to get that out to y'all. And so I'm like, let me go grab me some coffee, but I can't even wait to get home and get cute, set up on my, my little tripod and all of those things. I want to go ahead and give you what's on my heart right now. So I'm grabbing some Starbucks while KK Crane grabs some paper. And I know once you get that paper, you're gonna give me a thumbs up or a heart, and I'm gonna take a deep breath. Okay. And I know somebody might be still getting this paper. Hey, baby teams, I haven't seen you in 1,000 years. I'm so excited that you're here. Okay. So before I jump into those 4 things that your relationship with money tells you, let me tell you a little bit about myself and about how I came to these lessons and my negative habits with money. I'm going to be really quick about this. Even though I grew up in poverty, I had this dual existence. I grew up in poverty, yet I went to private schools. My lights and utilities were always cut off at home. My parents were drug addicted, but my grandfather owned a yacht. So it was always this weird thing. And so I saw, the best of what money can provide. And I also saw some really negative habits growing up. It was very standard in our house. We don't answer the phone when bill collectors call. And this is pre caller ID, so y'all know I'm old. This is pre-caller ID. We knew how to promise the bill collectors, I'll send you $20 on the first, and we were floating money, as my mother used to say, robbing Peter to pay Paul. And that was how I grew up with those images, even though my mother is an accountant. To this day, she's like a director of finance, and so it was never an issue of not knowing what to do, but having bad habits and how those become the way that we operate. So that's why I want to be really clear, and that's why I know I'm talking to my people, because again, it's not about your intelligence level. It's not about your income level. It's about your habits and the things that you constantly do. I went on to graduate from college, and I went on and, was a teacher for several years, and I had enough money and enough income, very low debt outside of student loans, bought my first house. But because my credit was so horrible, and my credit was horrible because I was the type of person that would have money in my bank account and not pay my bills. A lot of that was fear-based. I was afraid that if I paid my bills, then I wouldn't have any money left over if there was an emergency. And that was kind of that trauma left over from childhood. I also was the type of person that saw bills almost as optional. As long as my utilities were paid and my rent was paid and my car was paid, everything else was optional. And the effect of that was having really bad credit, so that when I purchased my house, I didn't qualify for the best bank rates. I ended up being a victim of that subprime issue that happened in 2007, 2008, bought a house I couldn't afford, did not have good habits at the time. It ended up not only having the higher interest, but ended up foreclosing on my house because truly it was not a house that I could afford. I went in looking for a 1-bedroom condo and allowed myself to be tricked into buying a 2-family, 3-bedroom home. And again, I wasn't dumb. College educated, went to the best Ivy League school there was. My grandfather is a realtor. My grandfather owns a yacht. He gave me the money for my deposit. So I walked in with cash and still foreclosed on my house, even though my bank account says I should have been able to afford it. What does all of that say? I had bad money relationships. Later on, got married and married someone who also was an accountant. I'm starting to see that these are trends in my life and really gave it to her. I was like, I'm bad with money. You take my money, give me a weekly allowance. I don't want to have anything to do with paying bills because I know I'm really bad with money. But what that created was a dynamic in the relationship where it wasn't even. And it wasn't even because I was depending on someone to make up for my own issues, not just simply because one person has a better talent than the other. We know in marriages and relationships, one person cooks because they're the better cook, or one person cuts the grass because they're better at that. But when you depend on someone to do something because you're avoiding your issues, that's when it will all go to crap. And that's basically what it was with a lot of other things. So all of that to say, I'm qualified on talking about all the problems with money because I've lived it and I've done it. I will fast forward and tell you my success right now is that I own a home again. Even after foreclosure, I own a home again. My credit at this time is the highest it's ever been. I am almost remarried to my ex. So I know that it's possible to overcome these issues with making the same amount of money. All right, so KK Crane has her paper. And so I know that y'all are ready. This is what your money habits reveal about you. The first thing it reveals about you are your habits in general. It tells me, are you a short-term thinker? So those people that are robbing Peter to pay Paul, you're thinking really short-term. You're thinking about what do I need to do this moment, this week, and you're not thinking about long-term success. It tells me that in a way that you might be resentful about someone else not pouring into you, so you keep spending on yourself because you told yourself, I deserve it. Well, I can do this because ain't nobody else paying my bills. I can do this because it's my money. But it tells me that you haven't healed some of your old habits around short-term thinking and also about what self-care is. Hi there, Jonah G. I'm Alva. Another thing that your money habits reveal about you, it reveals your relationship to yourself. And I say it for this reason. One, if you were to go through your bank account and you look at all of the things that you've spent money on, you separate things that are bills, your utilities, your rent, all of those things. And then you look at that money that's not planned for, non-bill money, and look to see where it is. Are you spending all of your money on dollar store purchases? You spending all of your money at Target? You're spending all of your money eating out at McDonald's or wherever it is. And the thing that I've learned is that most of my bad spending was never on major purchases. I very, very rarely spent more than $20 at a time. I would spend up to $700 a month on $3 purchases. $3 here, $5 there, $2 here, $1.50 there. And when I started to look at that money, I realized two things. One, I thought that I wasn't valuable enough in the moment to make a big purchase. And I was very conscious of this. I would say, oh, I'm not going to buy, the Louboutins, or I'm not going to buy the Prada purse because that's too much. I don't deserve that. I'm just going to spend it here, here, and here. So again, that's back to that self-worth. I didn't think that I was good enough to make a significant purchase on myself, but at the same time, I'm avoiding my issues by spending frivolously with all of this stuff that at the end of the month, those items weren't even there. I can look at $700 worth of spending and not have a single tangible item for that. That's a disconnect there. The other thing is that sometimes, in some women, and I wasn't one of these women, but I do know these women in my life, they'll spend the thousands of dollars on the hair, the clothes, the nails, and tell themselves, oh, I'm doing this because I deserve it, which is self-care. But truly, when you look at that pattern, they are masking the person that they are, and they're masking their issues. And they think if they dress it up, they make it look pretty, they make it look valuable with that, 4-digit price tag, then somehow they are valuable. So again, my challenge to you after this is go through your money and look to see where you've spent your money and what does that tell you about yourself. Those are my ladies that are in my Heal Your Relationship with Money course. That was their assignment this past week. I gave them a whole scripted way to go through and look at their bank account and then to look at what does that tell you about yourself. Are you practicing self-care or self-avoidance? Are you spending on things that are truly important to you, or are you denying that and looking at the short-term gratification because you haven't dealt with your heart? You need the info for that, KK Crane. I'm going to tell you real quick. If you go to my website right now and join my class, you're going to get it for a ridiculously cheap price. I'm just going to be honest with you because I did not know my value, and I was just teaching this course out of the love and wanting to do it with women, and I only charge people $11. That course price, I'm telling you right now, is going up to $147 on October 31st. So you definitely want in. Let me tell you really quick how you can go in to go do that. You're going to go to, and I'm going to slow down. And KK Crane, can you do me a favor? When I type it in, can you type it into the comments so that people who are watching this on rebroadcast can see it? Do I have your commitment to help me with that? Thank you. www.ltheoryexperience.com. So you're going to go to my website, www.ltheoryexperience.com. You're going to go to the top where it says shop. And then you're going to go down to the course where it says Heal Your Relationship with Money. It's part of my L Theory exclusives. You got it. Thank you. It's joining the monthly group L Theory Experiences. You got it perfectly. Thank you, KK Crane. L Theory exclusives. And if you go there, subscribe. And right now, like I said, if you get in at that $11 price, that's your price for the year. That's the monthly price. That's going up to $147 after this point. So telling y'all, you want to get in there. You get access to all of the work. You get access to me and my coaching calls. You get access to me and my feedback and comments, and I will hold you accountable. If you ever go to my website and look at the testimonials, that's one thing that people will say about me. I will hold you accountable. I'm not about to let you avoid. I will inbox you, be like, boo, you ain't been posting. What's going on? We're not going to talk about how you behind. Let's go ahead right now and schedule your makeup time. I want to see your calendar screenshot, because I need to hold you accountable so you can hold yourself accountable. You weak. You're weak because I'm funny, or are you weak because you afraid? Because I'm letting you know, I'm the eldest of 5. I don't play no games with children. No, y'all not children. I'm just joking. I'm also an educator. I'm a middle school principal, so I am really, really direct about I can love you. I'm going to love on you, but I'm not about to let you make excuses for yourself. And truly, I tell my students that. I tell my teachers that. I said, I grew up as someone that could be a poster child for excuses. I've had everything that can go wrong happen to me. But you know what? I don't let that be an excuse in my life, so I'm not about to let you let that be an excuse in your life. So if you signing up for me, you about to have some Mama AC in here, because I don't play no games. Sign up right now, $11. You spent that already last week at McDonald's and at Starbucks. You can spend that on yourself for some healing. Let me jump back onto my next 2 points, because I know I got at least 2 people in here that are right now going back, and they're going to go ahead and enroll because they know that they can afford that $11 right now. And not only that, you deserve it. You deserve to make today the last day. You're going to stop making excuses for your issues. You're going to stop being a victim. Today, you are going to decide to be a victor. And that's part of your homework too in there. The third thing that your relationship with money tells you, Fleeta B, no, you don't need help, boo. You need to be accountable for yourself. Fleeta B, you can help yourself. You can help yourself right now, because you can go sign up and get the resources while you can't afford it to go make a choice in your life to do something different. So you can help yourself by saying and surrendering and saying, obviously what I'm doing is not working, but today I'm going to make that decision to try something different. And if that means opening my mouth and saying, AC, where can I sign up? You're going to go ahead and do that. So one of the first things you will learn in my course is that nobody is a victim. Every single person that comes in this life, y'all got me preaching now. Every single person that comes in this life has challenges, whether it be intellectual challenges, whether it be challenges because of their socioeconomics, challenges because of where they grew up, challenges because they had children raising them. Whatever the issue is, we all have challenges. However, what are you going to do with their challenges? And that's going to bring me to my 4th point. But let me tell you my 3rd point real quick. Take another sip of Starbucks. Y'all no lie, I help y'all make a budget in my class too. And one of the things is that I don't believe in deprivation. You're never going to have a budget for me where it says you're not allowed to eat out, you're not allowed to shop, you can't buy makeup, you can't go to Target, you can't have Starbucks. But what I will tell you is how to think smart and how to be strategic about how you spend your money. So I have Starbucks in my monthly budget. It is a separate line item. Beyond groceries, beyond takeout, I have Starbucks. That way, I spend my money for it on the 1st. That's my quick tip. I buy my Starbucks gift card on the 1st of the month with my money that's allocated. And I don't feel any guilt about it going forward because I've already allocated for that money. I collect my points. So I get free drinks throughout the month. And I can do something that I personally enjoy. That's part of my morning routine. And I enjoy it and I love it. So I never believe in deprivation. If you grew up poor, you know deprivation is not cute. There is nothing noble about being broke. There is nothing noble about not having the things that make you feel comfortable. So let me first say that to you. There's nothing cute in that. So my third thing that your relationship about money reveals about you. It tells me what you believe about God. I'm going to let that marinate. Your relationship with money tells me what you believe about God. Do you truly believe and trust that God's got you? Because a lot of the times we make stupid, silly mistakes because we think we know better than God. I'm going to use myself. Well, I think when I bought my house, I was 28 at the time. Well, I make this amount of money, so I must be able to afford this house, and I must be able to have a house because I deserve it. I deserve to have a house. Everybody in my peer group are getting married and all things. I deserve to have this. So God, even though you screaming at me and saying, boo, your credit sucks. Boo, you have not paid a bill on time since Moses was a baby. I was telling myself, God, you don't know what you're talking about. Even though all of these barriers kept coming up. And a lot of times when we have barriers, that's God screaming to you, don't do it. Don't do it. Let me tell you the barriers. The first condo I had fell through. The inspection for the city kept getting delayed. I had the shadiest of real estate lawyers. My person, but we did it anyway. We did it anyway because we think that we know better. I spent so much money trying to get pregnant. When I'm saying tens of thousands of dollars, I mean tens of thousands of dollars. And I don't even mean on credit. I'm talking about cash. Talking about stacks at the fertility doctor trying to get pregnant. I miscarried 1, 2, 3 times. I think I went through 2 IVF cycles and 11 IUI cycles, and I still couldn't get pregnant. Now, in my mind at the time, I was saying, that's just because I'm persistent. I'm committed. God was saying, not yet, not now. You got all of this marriage stuff that's going on and shit's hitting the fan, and you trying to ignore it by trying to get pregnant. And you were in school. I don't know. When I think about this, I was like, I must have been crazy. I was working a job that was 60 hours a week. I was in grad school going 75% time. I had a newborn at home because my partner conceived and gave birth to our newborn. And we were both in grad school, but I was trying to get pregnant. If I'm going to really tell y'all the truth, we were both trying to get pregnant at the same time. I was hard-headed. I am the epitome of hard-headed. And I think I'm smart and I think I know everything. God had to break me all the way down. When I say all the way down, when I moved to Dallas, Texas 3 years ago, I moved in my cute little Murano that I prayed in the firm for. And all my belongings were in the back seat. That was it. That's what I moved with. I moved on faith. I asked for the divorce on faith because I had finally gotten to the place where I said, God, I'm going to listen to you. Because obviously my way has not been working. Even though my resume looks beautiful, and when people look at my Facebook account and my Instagram, they think I have it all together. I know that this is all the way broken. I know that this is not the life that you have for me, nor is this the example that you have for my child. So I'm going to take a step on faith, even though I believed in my heart that I was going to be married for the rest of my life. I know what you're telling me right now is this is not working. So I'm going to listen. I'm going to take each step. I don't know what that long-term plan is, but I'm going to take each step that you give me, and I will trust you. And my life has flowed so much more beautifully since then. I have an amazing job, my day job. I get to be the middle school principal of one of the highest performing schools in Texas. And that's not even a job that I applied for, y'all. Literally the week after I asked for a divorce, I kept getting this phone call. I was talking to my really good friend internationally. She was in Scandinavia somewhere. Won't he do it? Just consistently. I was talking to my friend telling her, I just asked for a divorce. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have money for a divorce. I don't have plans about moving out. But this is what I know I needed to do. And this call kept coming from Dallas, breaking in. And I'm like, who is this calling me? Because usually, it's bill collector. They'll call and hang up or leave a message. But this person kept calling to break through. Long story short, it was a headhunter that had seen my resume on LinkedIn, wanted me to come and apply for this job. I kept telling them I'm not interested, but sure, I'll complete my resume. Sure, I'll send it in. Long story short, they offered me a job. I told them, y'all not paying me enough because I'm not trying to move. Y'all want me. we went back to the table. I think it took us about 6 weeks to negotiate my salary, because I'm like, y'all want me, I don't want you. I'm perfectly content. Got the job of my dreams that I've been wanting since I was in the 8th grade, moved out to Texas, really finally did the work about my own heart, realized that after I was divorced, I was still left with myself and left with my own issues. Finally learned how to get my money together, finally learned how to get my heart together. Was dating someone at the time and said, boo, this ain't it. We ain't aligned. Love you, but you got to go. And just learn how to be completely happy with me and completely trusting in God to order my steps. And the rest is history. My ex moved out here to help co-parent, because we were still co-parenting my daughter back and forth. We ended up dating for an entire year and really figuring out what happened in our relationship, what happened in our marriage. We moved forward and we have reconciled, and our daughter is happy and our credit is great, and we own a beautiful home that we got for dirt cheap, and we can afford it, and we are making such good decisions. And it's just like, but my testimony is all to say that all of my money issues before were a demonstration of what I believed about God and what I trusted about God. My final and fourth point about what your money relationships reveal about you. It reveals how you walk in your purpose. Money is a tool. Your income, your bank account, that number, whether it's 4 digits, 4 figures, or 6 figures, none of that talks about how valuable you are as a human being. But what is valuable is how you use that money as a resource. And not a resource for buying Starbucks, or a resource for purchasing a home, or a resource for even investing, but a resource for how are you going to use that money to live in your purpose. My purpose is helping other women break those negative habits and patterns so that they can have a transformative life. Live the life of their dreams. So God flows into me because I trust and I use my money to help enable that purpose in life. That is what I was uniquely put on this earth to do. And so it's important for me to learn my own issues and to do my own healing so that I can be a messenger for you and to be a transformation coach for you. There's a story in the Bible, whether you are coming from a Christian background or whatever background, about, the parable of the talents. And really quickly, God gives different people different amounts of talents or money. Talents was the ancient monetary basis. I'm sorry, I don't know all my Bible history that well. And basically it's a parable about how did those people use the talents. Did they just invest it in other things and make it multiply? Did they bury it away out of fear? Or did they give it away and squander it? And it's the same thing about our money right now. What are you doing with your money? Are you investing it into your purpose so that it can multiply and be a blessing to other people? Are you burying it and not using it productively out of fear? Or are you squandering it away at Starbucks and Target and Walmart and the Dollar General and all of those places because you have not set your own purpose in life and you don't believe in your purpose enough in order to invest in it? So I know I just have a couple of people that are just joining me for the end of this scope. So the 4 things we talked about what your money symbolizes is it symbolizes your greater habits and issues that need to be broken. It shows your self-worth and your self-value. It demonstrates your ability to trust in God. And fourthly, it represents how you walk in purpose. So I invite you, and I promise myself, I have this big note on my notebook right now. Stop saying so much. I'm working on it, y'all. Pray for me. I invite you at this time to go ahead and subscribe to my website, www.ltheoryexperience.com. Crane is going to, you crack me up, Crane. I'm going to go and friend you on Instagram. I'm not on Instagram, but on Twitter. I invite you to go to my website, and Crane is going to help me up. I keep calling you Crane. Is that your name? What's your name? So I know so I can call you who you are. www.ltheoryexperience.com. See, well, I was getting half right. Go ahead and subscribe. When you subscribe, you get, at least for today, you get your cheat sheet of how to heal. It's a 1-pager. It's awesome. It's tested and approved by my followers. Go ahead and subscribe. Thank you, Kim. www.ltheoryexperience.com. Subscribe today to get your healing cheat sheet. It's truly a cheat sheet. It has like these 4 little domains. Do this, do this, do this, do this, and get started on your healing journey right now. Thank you. I really appreciate you. The other thing I want you to do, because y'all, I'm changing my prices because I'm walking in my purpose. I'm walking in my value. And I also know that when people don't pay, they don't value. That's the reality. We don't value McDonald's because it costs $1. It's convenient and we do it because it's there, but we're not truly, thank you. I'm so glad you love my site, but we're truly not invested in it. So I'm raising my cost of my course on October 31st. So on October 30th is the last day you're going to be able to pay that cheap $11 price, because after that, I want you to invest in yourself, and I want you to be committed to yourself, and I want you to have courage, and I want you to have confidence that you have made a good choice to heal your issues, especially your issues around money. So I'm raising that price because I know when you pay for it, you treat it a whole lot better. Those little $5 shoes you get at Payless, you throw them in the back of the car, you throw them in your closet. You don't care that your dog chew them, but let those be some $3,000 Louboutins. You're going to build a whole little closet for it because you put your money into it. And you know that you pay for things that are valuable. So I'm increasing my prices because I know that I'm valuable. And I know that I'm valuable not only because these lessons have helped me and overcome my issues with poverty, overcome my issues with infertility, and overcome my issues of divorce, but I've also have worked with other women with these, and these are tried and true. So you're going to go to shop at the top of ltheoryexperience.com. You're going to go to my group, L Theory Exclusives, and you're going to go ahead and enroll today because you have that $11. And because you are deciding today, I'm not a victim anymore. I'm going to take my first chance and my first step at becoming a victor. This story about what happened to me is about to become my testimony, and it's not about to be that thing I tell myself to guilt. Oh, you know, what had happened to me was my mama, my daddy, and my baby daddy and all of that stuff. We're going to stop telling that story. That's going to be one of your first assignments with me. So thank you. Oh, there was so again. I'm gonna have a so tractor, so somebody's gonna tell me how many times I say so in my periscopes. That was my time today. I am actually going to go spend some coupons on a bag, and I'm not using any cash, but this is also budgeted in my budget this month, so I can go ahead and do that without feeling like, one, I'm depriving myself, or that I am spending money that I shouldn't be. Go to my website. I really am excited for you guys. I thank you so much for your time, and that's why I really want you to go and subscribe today so you can get that healing cheat sheet, because I am so thankful for you guys taking your time on this Sunday morning or afternoon to learn some things about yourself so that you can go ahead and move forward in your purpose. Thank you, Kim, for ride or die with me for today, and I look forward to seeing you subscribe. I look forward to all of you guys that are on the rebroadcast so that you took your notes, and thank you.